Okay, so I was sitting over here thinking like, because when I say I'm gonna be consistent with my content, I'm finna be consistent. And I got story on top of story on top of story on top of story. I live like 5 different lives, if not more, y'all. And you know what? Yes, the bundles is stiff, but guess what? I get to chop these hoes today. I wanted to cut it anyways, but they're stiff. You know what I'm saying? It's time. Okay, so story time of how stripping got me kicked out the house. And yes, like midnight ballerina, I guess. I don't know if they're gonna try to censor me or take my video down if I use the actual word, so whatever. And you know, me being 19, like I need distraction, I need something, else to focus on. I'm sad. What is on my shirt? I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, baby, I don't know what's on my shirt. Okay, I got a 1-year-old, and yeah, down here I got some marker stains because she likes to draw on her hands and stuff like that. She gave me a little tattoo on my leg earlier. I let her. She enjoys that. I know y'all keep peeping these fucking scuff marks up there because I can't even keep ignoring it my damn self, and I keep getting it on accident. So yeah, I decided to try my hand or whatever. Mind you, no prior experience, no nothing, no knowledge. I just know I used to say something in regards to wanting to be a stripper or wanting to try strip. Don't come on here trying to motherfucking judge me or none of that. Y'all can leave. This is my video, my life, my story time. I'm just letting you know up front. Anyways, my homegirl, she was making a lot of money. So I was like, you make that here, or you know what I'm saying, like the put on. And she was like, yeah, yada yada yada. And I didn't want to start dancing there because it's a small town and everybody knows everybody. But at the same time, like, you need a license, or you needed a license in some place. I don't know if they have changed the rules and shit now, but like, you needed a license in some places, and it's like a matter of how we're gonna get there and some more shit. So one day I went to her house, and we went to the little exotic store or whatever, and we picked out our outfits, and we went back to the house, and she had a pole in her house and everything. And I really appreciate her because around this time in my life, it was so dark. I was so miserable, so sad. And even if it wasn't the quote unquote right way, as some people would say or like to call it, she was a good friend, and she comforted me in my time of need. Dead ass. And she's still solid. Like, to this day, never switched up nothing. Love my girl down. But, we were like kind of like, playing with the pole a little bit until it was time to like go to the club. And that shit is just awkward. It was so awkward for me because like, what the fuck do I do for real? You know what I'm saying? I have no prior experience, like I said, no previous practice with pole work, none of that. And I overthink stuff. So yes, I'm sitting over here, I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it like a motherfucker. Like, what? Y'all, it's not funny. My top popped off. I had like the cutest Dior 2-piece. Well, to me, it was so cute. And I was dancing, right? And it didn't just unravel like while I was dancing, it snapped. Like completely. It just snapped. And what's even worse, motherfuckers left me $1, bitch. $1. Mind y'all, it was my very, very like first dance, like your audition. That's really what it is. You're auditioning. And it was like what? Like my friends that I went with, and then like 2 customers. But like really I was just focusing more so on the girls. But like, if I knew back then what I knew now, completely different. Would be completely different. I promise you. So yeah, I had a little outfit change and whatnot, and I just continued on. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the night, we went back to the crib, and then we went home after that. So shortly after that, one of my friends is going through like some housing, not some apartment like stuff, and so I'm like, hey, I got a great idea. Bitch, you're thick as fuck, right? Right? And she is and was. So I was like, you're thick as fuck. We make good conversation. Let's go to the club. Let's make some money. You know what I'm saying? We cute. Let's go. She was a little scared to go with me like the first night. So she didn't go with me. She like dropped me off, wished me out, cool. I got a little bit of something. Yeah, now to think back, I ain't do too bad, you know, for a newbie. For a new bitch. Okay? You ain't do too bad. It still wasn't enough to cover the rent, y'all. So I convinced her to go with me at one point. And I don't know. Like, I think we had one a couple times. Oh my gosh, one of the times we went, we saw this bitch. Yes, I call her a bitch because this hoe knew who I was before I even knew who she was, and she like was on weird shit. But that's another story for another day. If y'all want to know that story, I'll tell it after this, I guess. But yeah, I think it was after that night. Actually, I made like a little something. It was cool. Now there's a number that I always see, and when I see it, something bad happens or somebody dies. And I wish I was making that up, but it's true. So, I see the number. Okay? And I ain't gonna lie, like a dummy, I did post a picture of me in a little stripper fit, but it's because, like, I look so cute. And if you're watching this and you're, like, you know, modest and stuff like that, you probably be like, girl, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, how could that be cute? Listen. It was cute, okay? Cute. I've never really been modest per se. I kind of am leading a little more towards it now, somewhat, but yeah. Anyways, why did my grandma get word of what I was doing, bro? Or how? Not why, but how did she get word of what I was doing? And I'm gonna assume somebody showed her the picture. And this lady put me out her house. She put me out her house. Oh, and I forgot to like kind of name like a little disclaimer. Like around this time, I was like still into like witchcraft and stuff like that. And I did a fast money spell prior going to the club. But what people don't tell you is that whatever, it's like an exchange. Whatever favor you ask for, you're gonna have to pay it back, and you don't get to choose what area of your life that's from. That's kind of why I encourage people to leave magic the fuck alone. Like, and people will be like, "Oh, you just didn't use it right," or "You just did nah, bitch. It ruined my life. It ruined my motherfucking life." Okay, let's out in the open. Ruin my life. Okay, moving on. If it didn't ruin your life, cool. That's your experience. It's not mine. It's not mine. I don't think people talk about a lot of the losses they experience when they do witchcraft. I probably should have started with that, but whatever. So anyways, I did a little fast money spell and I saw that number, right? Okay. My granny kicking me out the house and all of that. That is what I get for trying to, you know, shortcut. Even if it was to help somebody else, that's what I get. Because I promise you. Like I said, I made a good little, like a good little money, whatever. I made a cool amount. But I lost my housing. Like I lost my spot. Because I got put out. Anyway, yeah. Cool story.